I am not going to take too long with this. I'm not going to um, really waste any time with I need to talk about today. I think it's very important that even weeks after this originally, I guess, come to light, not in the sense of it started because it's been going on for so long, but in the sense of when stuff really started to happen and the process began and everything in relation to the killing of George Floyd, I think it's really important that we are still talking about this and we continue to talk about this until there's real change in the world. I think that it's hard to as a society, we're so wired to trends and we're so wired to standing up for what's right and then just kind of brushing it under the rug almost and forgetting about it. We do that as a society so much. And it's one of the things I hate the most about society is that we advocate for all this change and then we don't actually do anything about it. We just talk about it for a few days and then move on in relation to anything, whether it's positive or negative. And I think this is really important in relations to Black Lives Matter, that we don't let this be a trend. And it's really, really just a heartbreaking situation. And it's really difficult to sit here and speak on this without fully being able to feel exactly what it feels like to go through this. I've learnt a lot, and I'm continuing to learn. I think that's the most important thing to do as human beings at the moment is just learn, is just go through and take in information and process this information and do what you feel is right to go through and try and help in any way you can. And I've learned a lot in the sense of white privilege is a real thing, but I didn't know that. Well, I knew, I just didn't realize the extent of what white privilege actually was. Because you grow up in a time, and I didn't have to worry about things because of the color of my skin, certain aspects. And not only that, it's difficult to sit here and talk about this and the only reason I say that is because I don't want it to come across as it's easy for him to say. He doesn't fully understand, or not even just not fully understanding, you're not able to fully experience what's going on. And that is true. Shutting my mouth and listening is a big thing that I've been doing a lot. But still making sure that we're not silent and making sure that we're spreading the right message and going, hey, this is how you can help, this is how you can sign petitions, this is how you can donate, this is how you can protest, this is how you can, whatever you need to do. It's been a difficult year in general, just with everything going on from COVID. I started this year off bushfires going through Australia, and then COVID, and then this, and it's just a continuing. It just seems to every time 2020, you think it's going to get any better, something happens, and it just continues to get worse and worse and worse, and racism has become a forefront of our conversations the last 2 or 3 weeks. People within the world showing it's weird to think that this kind of stuff makes people show their true colors, and even on a lesser extent, you just go, oh man, the people that I've interacted with actually think this way, and it's pretty crazy, the stuff that's going on in the world. But back to the situation here. I think it's important to continue talking about Black Lives Matter and to continue posting and to continue protesting and to continue whatever until there is actual real change in the world. And this just isn't just an American problem. It's not just, I'm obviously not in America, and it is a worldwide issue. The Indigenous and Aboriginal society and members of this country experience that. And it sucks that we have to go through something like so many people being killed and being poorly treated by police or just by other people to bring attention to this. But we need to do something. Obviously, change needs to happen. And change needs to be a real thing that actually happens. And it's not okay to just move on. It's not okay just to, let things like this go. This has to be a thing that we continue to fight for. And we need to stand by we need to celebrate all different races and backgrounds and sexualities and ethnicities and everything, because yes, we are all one. We're all human beings, and we all need to be treated. Black rights are basic human rights. Gay rights are basic human rights. We are in Pride Month at the moment, and some of the stuff that's been going on just in that, it's like we need to come together as a human race, and everyone needs to have basic human rights. Everyone needs to be treated by the person they are, not by the color of their skin or the people they choose to be attracted to or whatever it may be. It's not fair. And again, it's easy for me to say as a white male just to go, it's not fair. It's not this. I understand that. And I know that what I'm saying, I'll never fully understand and fully be able to experience what's going on in the world right now. But I don't have an issue with people taking exception to the fact that I post a lot on social media and retweet what I can and whatever it may be. That is a very small fraction of what I can be doing. I'm trying my best because people need to stay informed and people need to stay updated and people need to continue to do the right thing. With me, racism is not a debate. It's not something you can be like, but this. It's like, no, there's no but in this situation. Black lives matter. And for Black lives to matter, that means all lives can matter. And those people that say all lives matter really do irritate a lot of us. But speaking on my behalf, or my experience, I should say, people that say that, it's like, you're not understanding that Black lives don't matter at the moment. We've seen it over and over again. You cannot debate that. We've seen how police are treating the black members of the world, and it's just we shouldn't have to. Police should be there to protect, and they should be there to serve, and they should be there. You should feel safe when police are around, but that's not happening. People are getting killed. People are being mistreated. You've seen these protests that are going on around the world and how police are treating these police brutality, and it's really, really just, it rips you apart. It's just so damaging. I really don't know. I'm trying to come across, I'm just speaking from my heart here and just trying to be real and honest and just what I view this as. And I understand it's really difficult for me to talk about this in the sense of I am privileged and I don't have to necessarily worry about these issues in the sense of because of the color of my skin. But I'm standing by, and I'm not, and it's important as someone who cannot fully understand and fully experience what's going on with the black members of our community. It's standing beside and not standing in front of, not taking over the narrative. It's not my narrative. It is for me to understand. It is for me to support. It's for me to do what I can to help. But it's not about me being in charge. It's not about me controlling this. It's not about me being in front. It's standing beside. It's standing behind. It's listening. My ears have been doing a lot of work these last few weeks. I've been closing my mouth and opening my ears. Doing the right thing. Again, racism is not something you can debate. It is not something you can argue. There is no but in this sentence. It's Black Lives Matter. Period. There is nothing else to say about that. They matter. That means that all lives can matter, everybody. That means that we can keep continuing and just having basic human rights for every single human being. That is necessary. It's not even just necessary. That is just the right thing to do. Again, this isn't just an American issue. This is a worldwide issue. I think it's really important I know that I have a lot of people from the States that listen to me, and what I've been told and what I can see is that in November, you guys need to get out and vote. That is 100% what you need to do. That is one part of this that I cannot control. I cannot physically change that. I cannot physically go out and vote. But you guys in the States need to go out and vote in November and do the right thing. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. I'm not going to tell you, what you should believe in. But I will say that it's important as ever to vote. Again, I know I've said this many times before. It is compulsory to vote in this country. And I think that's a good thing because everybody has to go and vote. And I think it's really important for you guys to go out and vote and make your voices heard. That's the number one thing you can do to make your voice heard in November is go out and vote. So for the people listening in the States, if you listen to anything of this, just please make sure you go do that because I think you guys have seen my social media, you know what I think. And the current leadership in America, in my opinion, is not okay. There's a lot of negativity, there's a lot of evil, and I don't necessarily think it's the right person. But again, I'm not trying to politicize anything. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. That is not my place. That is just my opinion. But the bigger point that I'm trying to get across is that those three words that I keep stating, that everybody keeps stating, is Black Lives Matter. Because they do. It's just basic human rights, and it should be a basic human emotion to feel that Black Lives Matter, so all of us can matter. Again, it is Pride Month. I can't get over the fact that a couple of days ago, that thing came out that, you can be discriminated against, basically. I'm paraphrasing, I'm probably getting it wrong, in the regards to healthcare, and that's not okay. That is not okay. I am on a basic human level that I think everybody should be on, and that everybody has a voice and everybody has the right to basic human rights, and that's including everybody. And I can't tell you enough how much it just really, really upsets me that all of this is going on in the year 2020. I'm naive. I am a naive person. I've said before on this show or on any of my shows is that I was a little bit oblivious to all of this because it's not how I treat people, but just because I treat someone one way doesn't mean another person's going to do the same. And it just really, really upsets me that this is still going on. I thought we'd progressed as the universe. I thought we'd progressed just on Earth. I thought we'd progressed as a human race. But even in the year 2020, racism is still as relevant and it is still as prominent as it has ever been. I really can't tell you enough how much it just crushes me to have to still talk about this in 2020. And not in the sense of I don't want to talk about it because, why should we talk about that? Because it's still a thing and it's still a problem that it shouldn't be. It's just, it's really eye-opening, this whole situation, to go through this as humans. It's been a rough time and it's going to continue to keep going. And we need to just continue to do the right thing, continue to keep awareness for all of this. And I know that I'm not the greatest speaker at this, and I'm probably saying, some people might not agree with some of the things I'm saying is this the right thing to say? Is this the wrong thing to say? I don't really know, but all I know is that the core of this is that Black Lives Matter. And we need to continue to push that. We need to continue to be good to one another and be kind to one another. And this year has showed us a lot of hate, and it showed us a lot of how ugly the world is and can be. But it also has showed us how kind the world can be, and how we can come together for really just sometimes the worst situations can bring out the worst in people, and it can also bring out the best. And I think we've seen both of that in relation to just this year. This year has been very intense. It's only June, and I don't know. It's just a lot, and I thought it was important to talk about this for this week's episode. I'm not in the description below. You're not going to see any of the normal stuff, no links to my stuff, no description of this episode. The only thing you're going to see in this description is the links to all the petitions you can sign, places you can donate, and places that you can stay updated and stay informed on what's going on in the world. Please, everybody, continue to pay attention. Continue to do the right thing. Continue to beat the trend of this. Continue to make sure that this does not just fade away into obscurity. Make sure that you make your voice heard. Silence is an opinion, and silence can be the matter of life and death. Make your voices heard. And please, 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 from the bottom of my heart, be kind. In any sense, just be kind. It doesn't cost anything to be nice to one another. It doesn't cost anything to smile. And I understand that the world is quite dark and quite ugly at the moment. But remember the core issue that we're going through here. It's to make other people be able to smile. And it's to make other people be able to spread kindness. Remember that sometimes the fight can be ugly, and it can be dark, and it can be emotional, but the end result can be beautiful. It's going to take a lot of time, and this is not going to be a change that happens overnight, but we need to keep doing the right thing. We need to keep spreading Black Lives Matter. All lives will matter if Black lives can matter. Please, from the bottom of my heart, continue to do what a lot of us have been doing, even if it's just a very small thing, whether it's peacefully protesting, whether it's signing petitions, whether it's donating, whatever you feel is necessary to keep this message going, please do it. Please be kind to one another and spread love. That's all I can say this week. Again, go to the description below. You'll see links to everything you need to know to donate, to sign petitions, to keep the message moving. I love you, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.